Brian Emrich. I've been in consumer products, brand marketing, and general management for about 25 years. My last role was about 7 years as a CMO and COO of a billion-dollar company. I'm going through the process right now of running a startup, but trying to figure out what's next. What do I want to do as I go forward? And as I've looked at some potential opportunities to take some companies to private equity, the real question was, how do I go about doing that? How did I get the resources to do that?
Why private equity? What interests you about private equity versus corporate America?
Sure. Well, I think one, I'm very entrepreneurial. Two, I've identified some areas that I know I can take companies, certainly types of companies. I've got a few I've identified that I know how to take them and grow them. And I think finding the right private equity partner to give you the resources financially, to give you the help from an oversight and connectivity standpoint is important. But I'm ready to grow these, and I'm ready to use my own intellect to go ahead and do that, my skill set. And so I think that's what's important for me from a private equity standpoint. It's certainly not the only route, but that's a route that I've chosen that I think fits the best. And so as I've gone through that process, certainly talked to lots of people on the investment banking side that I know, private equity side. There was a missing step in there. There was a missing link of, great, well, you've got these ideas and you've got these people, but these people are interested in a specific set of criteria. And I think working with...
So what do you mean? You couldn't find the right people to get to? It was just taking too long?
Well, I think it's a myriad of things, right? It's one, how's the right way to approach them?
Okay.
What do you need to put together? Do you need a huge, gigantic business plan? Is it more of an idea? Who are the right people? Certainly, I've heard the context of a funnel, but as I've talked to, yourself and discussed with Blackmore Connects, it's about finding the right number of the right people to get into that funnel to get to the right
you definitely got to get to the right partners.
Right.
You know your space.
I mean, you can spend a lot of time spinning your wheels, and so the idea of coming to this event, and then also using the resources is what I think the real difference is. So I think the resource, first and foremost, just talking to the team and understanding how it works, how to approach what you're thinking. There's a lot to be said about an executive going from this transition from being part of a big corporation and being part of a big machine to trying to do this. There becomes I think a phase of self-doubt and self-loathing a little bit about, why did I decide to do this, or is this the right thing for me? So I think emotionally the support, but I think things like some of the tools that I hope to take advantage of, PitchBook and some of these other things.
Talk about PitchBook. What is the benefit? What makes it so important in reaching out to private equity?
Well, I haven't spent enough time with it yet, but my understanding, the objective is, on the basic is, it's really the only way that you can put in the right criteria of the right kind of people in industry that you're looking for and get really valid leads, right? I'm a marketer by trade, right? It's about segmenting, targeting, and positioning. So it's no different in this. It's about understanding who are the right guys. Are they looking for businesses this size? Are they looking for this sector, this industry? Are they looking for something that's additive to what they already know, or do they want to be a generalist and they just want to make money? And so finding those right people, who they are, and getting that information to them is what's key.
And in private equity, it's knowing the people that know your business sit on boards of companies just like you're trying to do. So if you find the companies in your space and then use PitchBook to segment to find who the person in charge of that portfolio company is, they already know it.
And you might have a great business. You also want to find it where it's going to be additive, right? You want the money, you want the guidance, but you also want to make sure if there's people that can make connections and help grow that business at a faster rate, those are the kind of people you want to choose to do work with. And so that's where the details
versus there's different types of niches.
Certainly. Well, and there's certain types of funding, obviously, and certain types of areas that even the ecosystem of that private equity group can add value to, versus another one that still might want to give you the money and grow with you, but then you're behind the 8 ball, right?
Right. So that's right. There are all these nuances, and the only way to do is you got to wade in the water and discern. I can tell you, I can tell all of it, but it just doesn't make sense to you're on the phone with them.
Certainly.
learning to ask the questions like Elena.
Yep.
And one guy who's a Blackmore Connects member, he says he's gone through almost every panel. Before he even got here, it was his first one. He said, studying the panels, he just all he does is make, and he builds a model out of that because her skill in nuancing is everything he wants to be able to do on a phone call with people. Because he says, I can see that if I can ask these kind of questions, their brain is going to blow apart because no one knows how to do that. Most execs off the street just have no idea.
Yeah, certainly. Well, and you not only do you want to impress, that's part of you're always selling, right? Yeah. You're selling yourself more than anything, but you want to make sure you're getting those appropriate answers, right? Because they're going to give you you're going to glean some insight from them, and then you're going to make sure that it's a good fit, which is a whole other part of this process, right? So
what else would you say? Are we the real deal? What does it mean to be the real deal? In terms of your investment of time, money, resources, all that.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that this is a process that is well thought through, and the connections are there, and the experience is there. I hope to be able to speak that comes from it, but certainly in regards to getting me. Everything. Everything. As I run a startup now, everything is about time and money.
Yes.
Right. Time is the most critical thing. Yep. So if you spend your time spinning your wheels for a year because you think you're going the right direction, I mean, it's certainly not going to be a positive return for you. Right? This whole thing is about making money.
Yep.
You should have some passion for what you do, but you're doing this because you make money. If you had passion and that was the only thing, there's plenty of ways you can get that passion fulfilled. So making sure you get that return. And so I think, it's a great process and it seems good, and I'm looking forward to continuing to move forward and understanding how to leverage it.